Hey there, I'm going to show you how I played and wrote the chords to the song California Reaper by Miles Wesley. I chose this guitar when I recorded it because it's a vintage 1960s Gibson folk singer. I think the model number is F22. And it originally had two pick guards. I know you're thinking, why are you playing this upside down? Actually, it had two pick guards back in the 60s, and somewhere before, long before I ever got it, the bottom one fell off. I just kind of like the look of it, so I never got a new one put on. And I'm not playing in standard tuning. Standard tuning would be E, A, D, G, B, E. I am, however, using an E chord shape for almost all of the song. So I'm going to show you the chords, and I'm also going to show you the strumming pattern that I used for the song. So basically what we're going to have to do first off is we're going to have to go to double drop D tuning. And what that is we're going to take the low E down to D, and we're going to take the high E down to D. So instead of being E, A, D, G, B, E, it's going to be D, A, D, G, B, D. Okay, so let's do that right now. Basically tuning it an octave below the D string, and then I'm lowering the E string. Okay, so we're tuned down to double drop D, so it's D, A, D, G, B, D. And I'm going to play that E shape, but I'm going to play it all the way up at the 11th fret. So I'm really kind of playing a D chord. This is a D chord with a B, with an open B in it, so it's a D6. And then I'm going to slide it down, the whole shape, slide it right down to the 6th fret. So this would be a D6. And don't be thrown off by the names. When you're analyzing chords, sometimes the names sound complex. The chord could be very simple. And so this is actually a very simple chord. But it would be called A2 sus4 over D. Okay? And then this one would just be a G over D. Okay, so our shapes again are here at the 11th fret, the D6, the A2 sus4 over D here at the 6th fret, sorry, and at the 4th fret we have G over D. And then what I did was I played G, A, B. Now normally G, A, B would be here, but remember we're tuned down a whole step. So that means to find the G note I'm going to have to go up 2 frets. So I'm playing 5th fret, 7th fret, and then sliding up to the 9th fret. And then back to the groove. And I'm going to show you the groove after I show you the chord. Now that's the first part of the song, the intro of the song, and again I played that on both this guitar and the nylon guitar. I also tuned the nylon to double drop D. So it's basically they're doing the same thing, kind of panned left and right. Just kind of give you a nice spread sound, and the nylon gives it kind of another kind of a folky sound. We were kind of going for kind of a vintage vibe on it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to still play the D chord the same way. But then I want the bass note to be an A note for the A chord. So I'm going to move my second finger. I'm going to go to the same position I was before, but I'm going to move my second finger up to the bottom string, or down to the bottom string, okay? Down to the 6th string. And I'm going to mute the A string. So the 5th string should sound really dead. All you have to do is lay down your second finger and kill it. And so you still have the same... Now you have an A in the bass. So it's still technically an A2 sus4, but this time it's not over D, it's just A2 sus4, and that's it. And then down 2 frets, the same thing. I'm taking that G shape we used before, and I'm taking my second finger to the bottom string. And that's just a pure G chord now. G, dead again, G, B, B, D. That's G major triad. But then when I go back up to D, I go ahead and go to the original E form shape so that I can have that low E. I could play the 12th fret if I wanted to, but I like the open D sound better. And then at some point in the song it goes to a G minor chord, or G minor 7. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this chord. Okay, and what that is, I've got my third finger on the 5th fret of the bottom string, which is G, deadening the A string again with this time with my third finger, kind of getting the flesh of my third finger on that string so it just sounds like nothing. And then pinky on the 5th fret of the 4th string, which is also a G note. And then I'm going to bar the top 3 strings. So this is by far the most difficult chord. Now there is another way to play it, and I might have played it that way, and it makes sense coming from the A. The exact same voicing. I could have done it this way. Third finger, or second finger on the bottom string, 5th fret, nothing, and then third finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then first finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and pinky is on the 6th fret. This is a little difficult. And then the E string, which is now D, open. So that gives us kind of a minor 4 chord, which is a very Beatlesy thing to do. So we're going to go back to the original D chord. You can really hear it in context. Go to the A to the G chord. Okay, now let me show you the strumming pattern. Basically what I'm playing is down strum and then a bass note, kind of an answer on the end of 1 and 2. And then I'm going to hit 2 upstrokes and then a bass note, like that. And then a downstroke to end it. But I might fill it in a little bit more than that in the recording because I want it to be a little busier and sometimes and not so busy other times. So this is basically what I just described. And then I might fill it in a little more like. And I really like the sound of having that bass note hit on the end of 1 and on the end of 3. It creates kind of a nice, kind of laid back pulse. Bass notes on the A chord and the G chord. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's a fun song to play. It's a great song. Miles did a great job. Everybody that worked on it did a phenomenal job on the song. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learned something from this. It's another way to use double drop D tuning. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.